So I don't criticize deep thoughts, but I do. Um, I don't want to change my opinion 100 times a week, and but I do think that you should be able to change your opinion when you hear a more sensible or reasonable, logical, more introspective perspective, like a more tidy, neat, like something that's like its modality doesn't leave a pollution, like clean burning fuel and stuff. So this Amalek guy on the Karlyn Boresenko fucked me up, because something that I think I agree with anyway, but I may have been, I don't know, like misguided. When I said that every religion wants to take over the world and thinks that they should be the one to lead, including outside of religion, which would be like the Chinese or something, and secularists. Everybody feels like we would be in better hands if it was Jesus Christ. And even if Jesus Christ was a fake Jew, a Jewish psyop, and the ancient world invented him, you still get a better result from trying to understand and align and come into balance with a Christ conscious perspective. So why wouldn't it be Christian? Here's the argument that Amalek brought up, and this is because Christianity can help you, like become sober, like in your AA group, a higher power, like, and what you think that power is. Like, you're not supposed to say in Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous what that higher power is. You're just supposed to appeal to it, right? But outside of that, like, we know that we don't trust Israel, and the Muzzies are just a Masonic contrivancy based on scripture, which is, just like, who's like, I don't know. But if it's to help you to like quit watching porn or get clean off drugs or something, keep it, but don't. And this is Amalek. He said, don't politicize, don't bring it into your political model, because that politics also in itself is supposed to be a way to step back and look at a situation with other people, stepping outside of the perspective to look at it from an outsider and go, like, it's a holistic thing, and you're supposed to be able to change your mind, not just at a whim, like 100 times a day, but like when a more precise, or whatever you want to call it, like something that makes more logical reasoning sense, right? You actually are supposed to. So there's going to be people that are like, oh, why do you like her? Or like, we think she's a bitch, so you shouldn't hang out with her. You shouldn't like her because, like, we don't, like, everybody gets a chance to the benefit of the doubt, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it doesn't matter what stage that they are with the Most High leading them, that sometimes if they get the perspective, maybe psychotic apprehension, and then they mend it outside of our observance, and then we don't understand it when if you want to say it's Jesus Christ, or if you want to say even it's Muhammad, even though Muhammad is a white, nothing against white people, but he's a white people, a person, because nobody is supposed to be as white as Muhammad. But and that's from okay, but what if somebody's using Islam to try to raise their family in a correct only way that they know how, that they've heard of, that works the best? It's the same thing as if you think that a Christian, like you want to say, it's a Christian nation, so it should remain that way, or if it stopped being that, then we need to go back. You know, it's like we can't go back to Africa, and it's like, as much as Nubia was 10 times more than Egypt, whatever Egypt became, like, and the science and things that we're finding, like ceramic propellers that we don't even know what to do, and if we fix it, we could actually be messing it up or breaking it, and we don't understand that part. What was I going? What, see, I'll go down a rabbit hole. But okay, so previously I was saying something about garbage pail kid religions. I mean, obviously a towel wrap head is perfect for a garbage pail kid, but it kind of starts to lose sense when it's Israel, and then it makes even less sense when it's Jesus. So if you get more bad points for mocking God when it's Jesus than you get for mocking God when he's a Heb, or then when you mocking God because he's a Muzzy. So by that standing, but you know, like, you can't bring that into politics. That's supposed to help you. Like, the only reason that it's like, you know, the only reason that I even if I disagree with Trump and don't like where the country's priorities are focused on, I still hope for them to win, or do it to, you know, the right way, so that, like, it, you know. But if I agree with Trump a little bit left, it's because the Ayatollah made me forget about Epstein. It's like he's like worth 1,000 Epstein, he's like worth 10,000 Epstein. So we should forget about the Epstein files for a second, and but then, like, he can't have his son, you know, because that's just, if the Ayatollah's son, it doesn't already die from a fucking shock, going into shock from getting his leg blown off, then we still don't want him to, you know, I mean, be the next leader. And it's confusing because there's like 12 different, there's like 9 or 12 different, what do you call them when people are not the same something? Creed or something? I fucking forget. Okay, so they're not the same ethnic group, and so how do you know who's going to take over? And there's reasons why we don't like the king to return, the return of the king. Like, we don't prefer the return of the king when it comes to Israel. We kind of do when it's done reflectively to try to understand what's going on right now. If you agree with it, that's the return of the king. But do we want Israel to have, like, do we really want, like, he's just like, the return of the king in Afghanistan didn't work, so maybe the return of the king, and we don't know, like, how are we gonna choose, like, how do we know who to choose? So it should be somebody who went to Israel and, I don't know, fiddled around or something, and discovered that they only prefer Israel. And so how many people is it like misrepresenting? So I don't really know, because I haven't lived in Iran, that all those people who were, even that they were massacred, and even if the number 30,000 is true, like, do we know that they're not the majority? Like, do we know that there are the majority? Because rural power have never taken over the government. But if the majority is actually rural power in Iran, could we afford to use our, you know, look our same census? You know, like for me, then Jesus Christ will command me to keep that same energy. And he's not really going to punch you in the face. He's just, he just has he has a way of, if he wants to remind you of something that he knows the question to ask you that you already know, so it's a learning experience. So then he'll just turn to the symbol of whatever it is that is not sin, which means the bullseye. And it's just a haystack around with a painted bullseye. Instead of punching you in the face, he's just going to throw a paper airplane like right over at the bullseye, and we're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna punch me in the face today. You know, even if you are turn out to be the red reptilian Dracos and something, like black people, they've been talking about us like, because we're subterranean. It's like the opposite of cherubim, or seraphim, but it's just a paradox, and it's going to flip over, and like symbols can be repurposed. It's just for you to know the agenda behind, you know, flipping over a symbol or running the wrong direction around Mecca and Medina, like when the tribe of Muhammad was allowed to go through their pilgrimage at Mecca, and they just took their tribe and ran the opposite direction. And since then, they've been going the other way, like charging a battery, like it's like you have to explain to us the energetic field and how to tap into energy symbols with their own archetypal energy or something. Like, give me a fucking break. So we like to make fun of people for that in ways, and it makes people think that we're racist. But only aliens can be racist. Only aliens, because nobody's hired on to be racist except space travelers. There's space Nazis. You got feminazis. We don't have space Nazis. The Terranians, we don't experience space Nazis. It's just like, maybe that's why politics is its own separate thing. So don't bring religion into it. So thanks, Amalek. You're a true scribe.